What's good, party people? This is your friendly neighbor, Chad the Maverick, back again with another video. And it's been a minute. Pisces season has been the releasing of a lot of things. Not only for myself, but for just the collective in general, for the world even. It's been a big unraveling about like what the collective consciousness is kind of on the wave of, right? And a big thing I've been noticing within this like last time frame that's been going on is there's been a lot of like fear that's been arising. There's been a lot of fear. There's been a lot of misinformation. There's been a lot of illusions as far as what is actually going on. And it's been kind of scary on a wide scale level for a lot of people because everyone's hearing this, everyone's hearing that. Y'all know what I'm talking about for a specific part of this. But it's the reason why I'm just bringing up that energy in general, though, is because it's like what Pisces season was really about is like this undoing. And so it's been going through this as well with this Mercury and Pisces retrograde we were just having, which was a lot. But the reason why this retrograde was so rough, and I asked a question on Twitter, and I was like, how is the Mercury retrograde treating y'all? And a lot of people said that there were people that came out as, you know, people that weren't really their friends. People started coming out that really weren't supporting them. People started to show their true colors during the Mercury retrograde season that we just went through. And with these true colors, people have been starting to notice what's really authentic to them and what isn't, what resonates with your soul and what doesn't. Because the thing about Pisces season is that it just leaves your soul bare. Like, you're open. Like, it's Pisces season, like, makes the hardest person that you know, the most serious person you know, sensitive. And it's something that naturally happens because, like I said, once more, Pisces is about the undoing of things. Plus, with this Neptune conjunction to the sun this whole entire time, the world is like really like phasing into this dream state. But the dream can be either like a dream or something like a nightmare, depending on like what energy that you're putting into it, what energy that you're staying on in the process where all this is happening, right? So I wanted to just recap real quick Mercury and Pisces retrograde, because that was really what hits the nail on the head before we start heading into Aries season and the spring with the equinox coming in, right? So when the spring comes through, what's going to pretty much be happening is that we're actually entering the new year of 2020. So whereas, yes, the new year is on the 1st, January 1st, which is a part of Capricorn season, it doesn't necessarily represent the new year's energetically as far as like what's aligned to what the zodiac is or what's aligned to just how those energies move. So personally, I consider the new year to really start like March 21st when the spring begins, not in the middle of winter. You know, just makes more sense to me. So this is actually just kind of showing that this is really the closing of the decade. We're closing the decade on like a mass hysteria. We're closing the decade on a crazy election season. We're closing the decade on just like how we perceive one another, because now social media has gotten to a point where some things are really just not what's the word? It's not flying anymore. It's not necessarily going in the same direction as it was when everyone was like loved it. The people are starting to see through the cracks. People are starting to Harvey Weinstein just finally got years for all the crap that he's probably done. I don't even know everything in this full and in its entirety, but it's like a very big like expose ending off of all of the energy that has been going on the last 10 years prior. And now when we're coming up afterwards, which I'll talk about in another video more, Saturn is going into Aquarius after being in Capricorn for so long. So that's going to be a whole other shift because Saturn controls a lot of what goes on in the day-to-day. So Saturn going into Aquarius, a whole new shifts. Spring starting out, Aries season, the first new year. This is going to really be the new year aspect to 2020 that we haven't really felt yet. We've still been in the same vibe as last year. We're starting to finally get out of it. Mercury retrograde in Pisces was the finishing of all of that, right? So now it's going to be like relinquishing all of the energies from beforehand that were just like lingering onto us, anything from the past that was lingering onto us. It's now starting to like actually dissipate because we're entering honestly a new world frame with this Saturn and Aquarius is coming through. Like we saw everything crumble like recently. Everything's just been crumbling. Society's in shambles. So this whole like this next thing with this Aquarius is like people really connecting with other like-minded individuals and other people that are in the same like mind frame, wave frame, same type of collective energy together. Everyone's going to start to band together in different like facets and different factions with one another. New communities are going to be made, but those new communities are going to start running business and such like that. But like I said, we'll get into that for a different video. But what I wanted to talk about right now is the time frame between now when this video is out and when the spring equinox actually starts, right? So here I have my trusty, lovely calendar. Shouts out to House of Intuition. But in this actual calendar, right, what we're going to be going through is from, today is the 11th. So today the sun is sextile Jupiter, right? So with the sun sextile, it is 11, right? Yeah. Sun sextile Jupiter is pretty much going to be like a new expansion towards what you want to experience. This is what's really starting up right now. What do we want to experience? What does our identity want to align with? Plus, this was already prior in Neptune was on this. Or Neptune is still on the sun. What am I talking about? It's a very Neptunian moment that just happened. But because Neptune is still on the sun and it's sextile in Jupiter, what's going on is like our dreams are kind of being answered, and a lot of wishes in a lot of people's lives are starting to actually become fulfilled. But now it's like, oh shoot, now I have to actually experience the process of these things that I dreamed of in order for me to actually bring them into the new year. Like whatever has happened beforehand that you've been stuck on, that just has been like onto you. Like life is so, I don't know if you understand how much life is really going to change. Like with this upcoming Aries season, like life will never be the same. Oh man, I can't wait. It's going to be beautiful. But, leading into that from that sun sextile, what's coming up on the weekend, we're going to have the sun sextile Pluto and then Mars sextile Neptune, right? So when the sun's going to sextile Pluto, we're talking about an opportunity for major transformation. And with the Mars sextile Neptune, it's going to be major transformation in actually bridging and building what the dream was into real life. It's becoming the dream. This is like literally manifestation of all the things that you wanted to do. So if you've been doing affirmations, these things are coming through. If you've been doing any type of meditation, these things are coming through. If it's been on your mind, if you've been working on it, it's actually coming through. And that's the main thing when it comes to this on the weekend. And then the next day, on Sunday, we're going to have Uranus sextile the node. So what this is going to be doing is bridging your cosmic identity more with your actual destiny as to what you're actually supposed to be accomplishing. So it's going to kind of be upgrading your sense of self and really connecting and understanding that even in like your roles, you kind of don't have full control, because there's this like Uranian aspect ready to kind of like zap you and send you onto your Uranus. Like gives electric shocks to people to essentially like do something that they would have never thought they were supposed to do in that moment. Like you'd be like, oh, am I supposed to be doing this? And the next thing you know, you're out there doing it, because Uranus is just, it's immediate. It's like, oh, I think I should. Uranus comes through straight to it. Like that's the next thing, right? But anyway, with Uranus sextile the node, we're gonna get upgraded into like this sense of self, right? Because afterwards, here's the fun part. Mercury goes back into Pisces. So it's been on the 28th, 29th degree. It went retrograde again on the 28th degree. The 28th degree is a master degree in astrology. So on this 28th degree point, it's kind of bridging back the collective conscious before we go back into this real dream state again. We've kind of had, in the last couple of days, you might even notice your mind's been a little bit back on track. You've been a little bit more on track. We're about to go straight back into the like, woo, again, right? But now it's going to be different because we've elevated our sense of how we perceive that. So whereas before, when it was in retrograde and we were super lost in it, we're like, what's going on? What's happening? Now we're going to be like, this is happening, sort of again. Whatever, we can handle this now. We know how to deal with this. We know how to like let this go. You know what I mean? Anyway, so pretty much this is what's going up into the spring equinox. These are the vibes that are going up into this new year before this new year starts and this new year begins, right? I just wanted to come in and give like the message for like the week coming up from what I like really perceived real quick. Just to give you that perspective, because it's been a minute. I usually dip off during retrogrades, especially during Pisces season, because Pisces seasons are just like, for me. So, that's my Sag clownery coming in. But with that being said, like the spring equinox is starting on the 19th. Then we're heading into the new year with Aries, and then the new moon in Aries on the 24th is what's really going to be launching off your new life. This is a very full card energy. Like it's really like everything from before doesn't matter because I am who I am now type energy that's coming in with this 2020, especially with Chiron here, where we're gonna have to really like break. I think it's gonna be conjunct Chiron. I think the new moon is conjunct Chiron, so we're gonna have to actually be like pulling in to our like our issues with identity, because we have to put it forward. Like we have to use our identities to help heal other people, to bridge them into their own personal identities. That's pretty much what that aspect's going to be doing. But I haven't looked into that astrology yet, so I will be doing that. So that means you should probably stay tuned. By stay tuned, you should subscribe if you haven't. You should like this video if you haven't. You should add me on social medias if you haven't. And you should check out my website, because I have a bunch of readings that are available. And we'll be adding more readings shortly as this Aries season progresses, because I have a bunch of ideas that are going to be being put into place. Also, for anybody in the West Coast, I'm going to be having 2 classes in LA on April 2nd and April 16th, right? Those are going to both be on Thursday. Out in LA, I'll be posting location and such like that later on, but let me know, hit me up. Just wanted to put that out there. Figuring more stuff out with the website and the channel, and it's going to be amazing and beautiful. And I'm so glad all you beautiful people are here to be a part of it, because without y'all, wouldn't be able to really like have an impact with these videos or energetic messages that come from the astrology. So yeah, thank y'all.